I can see your bald spot. I'm talking about your lawn. Between pets and the environment, lawns can be left pretty patchy. Lucky this is a home project you can tackle yourself. First, you need to clear the spot of any loose debris. Then you need to break up the soil so those roots can take hold. The patch is prepped, but be sure you choose the right seed. Be sure to get the right seed to match your lawn and climate. A patch mix is great for beginners. It includes mulch, seed, and fertilizer. Evenly cover the area with the recommended amount of mix. Keep the area moist, but don't overwater. Seeds are thirsty, but don't drown them. This mix has mulch that turns white when it needs water. All there is to do is sit back and wait and give it a drink when it needs it. If you have pets or a little one, be sure to protect the area so it doesn't get trampled on. Do this in the right season. Seeds won't take if it's too hot or too cold. Not really complicated to get your lawn picture perfect. Have you ever seen one of these? One of the cheapest, most useful things you can have in your toolbox. Have you ever needed replacement screws or bolts? This will let you know exactly what size you need. And it's only $5. This can help you measure gauge, length, and pitch. Keep those instructions or do what I like to do, save a picture on your phone. One quick tip, for any countersink screws, you include the length of the screw head. For bolts that sit above a surface, you omit the length of the head. That'll make sure you're properly measuring those fasteners. Another helpful feature, you can properly size bolts. After you identify the right size, just be sure you're choosing the right material. Some fasteners made out of zinc are meant for interior, while stainless can be used outdoors. Before you paint, you have to prep. If you want to do a little redecorating, here's some tips to make taping easier. Of course, clear the area. You can remove outlet covers, or for simple projects, just tape over them. Clean anywhere you're gonna apply tape. A little water and mild cleaner will do. This will help create a better seal and cleaner lines. A tape applicator can make things effortless. Makes things easy and precise. If you need to start a new section, overlap the tape. Always go over the tape, press firmly to create a good seal. For extra coverage, you can find tape with plastic pre-installed. This will make protecting larger areas easy and effortless. You can even find larger capacity rollers that apply tape and paper all at the same time. Getting this started can be so annoying. Here's my trick to save the end of a roll of tape. Fold the tape under, create a triangle, and you can rip off the excess. With the right help, the hardest part will be choosing a color. Has your extension cord ever melted? You gotta check your gauges. The lower the number, the thicker the wire. So 16 gauge is good for work lights, lawn tools, and holiday lights. 14 gauge is good for power tools and small compressors and pressure washers. 12 gauge is good for wet dry vacs and larger compressors and pressure washers. 10 gauge is used for your really heavy duty machinery. Think jackhammers, table saws, and generators. Thicker gauges are gonna be more expensive, so make sure you're buying the right cord for the application. So if you've ever had a cord melt, it's likely just the wrong gauge. All the information is right on the package, and that information is usually on the shelf at the hardware store too. Looking for something for power tools, so 14 gauge should be good. Even if you lose the packaging, keep the tag on, the information is right there. Before you plug anything in, remember higher wattage appliances are gonna need a thicker gauge. Avoid daisy chaining cords together. You'll wanna use the proper length. You can find helpful charts on the packaging or a quick reference online. Instead of reaching for any old cord, know the gauge to avoid disaster. The second you get one tangle out, makes another one. To avoid damage like this, I'm gonna show you the right way to wrap a cable. First off, start with either end. I like to lay my cords straight, especially if they have some kinks and tangles in them already. Start with a loop. Cords usually have a natural way they wanna twist and turn. And just keep layering on another loop on top. You can follow the natural tension of the cord. There's several techniques out there. As long as you have a coil, you should be good. You can do the over-under technique or simply roll it around. Keeping your cords in one consistent loop will help them last longer. This may be easier or harder depending on the age of your cable. To prevent any further tangles, I like to secure them with a Velcro tie. To train your cords, lay them in the sun. This helps make them more pliable. Easy way, store your cords hanging up. But I like to store my cords in a bucket. If your cords are dirty, you can also clean as you roll. If you treat your cords right, they won't frustrate you and they'll last you longer. Can your cables do this?